Okay, so thanks for clicking the video. Today is the Beretta Nano 9mm. I'm coming off the Glock 30 SF video. It's the same day. Real windy, kind of crazy conditions today, but 9mm Beretta Nano. We're gonna shoot the plate steel. Like I said in the other video, I forgot my paint, so we'll just have to listen for the rings so you kind of get an idea where I'm hitting. Of course, I'll give you a little shot of the recoil. There shouldn't be much, but it's such a small gun. It'll be some, and then we're going to go to 40 yards to see if I can hit a 14-inch plate steel at 40 yards. Let's begin. Okay, it's a little snappy, it's not bad. It's pretty manageable. It's a pretty hard, long trigger pull. Of course, for a self-defense pistol, that's what you would want, because this has the only safety, as far as I know, on this weapon is the trigger safety. So let me clear the weapon, and I'm going to give you an idea and of the trigger. And this weapon has no way to lock the slide back unless you have an empty magazine. So I can put an empty magazine in it, lock the slide back, take it out, and let's give you an idea of the trigger pull. Pretty hard pull into a click. There's the reset. Almost all the way to the front, not quite. It's not bad. Early impressions are good. I like it. It's going to be good for what it was intended for. You know, to save your life in a situation that you would need to protect yourself. So it comes with 2 magazines. They're stainless steel, and one of them has a kind of an extended magazine. I believe that last one is 6 round capacity, and this is 8. So 6 plus 1, 8 plus 1. For whatever reason, I pulled the gun down bad on that round. Probably in anticipation of the recoil. Let's relax here. Yeah. That was just a user-initiated flinch is what that was. It happens sometimes when you get to shooting too fast and you don't tell yourself, you know, it doesn't matter when the gun's going to recoil. If you can train yourself, then it won't do that. But sometimes it does. You're just going to have to get back to the basics with it. Okay, let's reload. We'll keep going. Okay, so I'm kind of glad I pulled that one down in the dirt. Kind of gives me a speaking point. The YouTube community will absolutely beat you up if they see you do that, which is kind of funny because everyone has done it, and everyone's going to continue to do it, especially when you change weapons so many times like I do making these videos. This long, hard trigger pull, I'm trying to stay on target, and if you just limp wrist your hands and let the gun go all over the place, you'll have recoil, ridiculous recoil even on a 9mm. So a lot of times, like a Glock, and when I know when the weapon's going to fire, I just kind of squeeze my hand, my fingers, and then that way I can stay on target. And doing that when changing, going to a gun that has such a long, hard trigger pull, it causes me to pull it in the dirt, and you don't want to do that. That's why practice with each gun that you have to get familiar with it, and stuff like that won't happen. So obviously there's no way to drop the slide in it now. There's no slide drop, so what you would do, since I put a magazine in with slide back, is just pull the slide back and let go of it. Here we go, 6 more rounds. Could be an oil issue, but I've had a malfunction. It's probably Nope, it was a failure to eject. Failure to eject. Let's clear the weapon. Safely. These short weapons, be careful if you have a malfunction. Right now I'm shooting Remington green box. It's the UMC ammo. Good ammo. And also, for those that don't know, not necessarily on a failure to eject. That could mean I just need to clean the weapon. That's all it could mean. But if you limp wrist the weapon, if you're just willy-nilly with these polymer weapons, they won't feed. I mean, some of them will, some of them won't. You'll have a higher rate of failure. So grip your weapon and grip it tight, because the slide won't fly back hard enough to put another round in. Sometimes, if you that's what's called limp wristing. All right, let's keep going. All right, I missed that last round. Is that all of them? I can't remember how many I fired. Now here we go. All right, into it. Let's go a little faster this time, and I don't have to be accurate. Let's just play with the weapon. Alright, well, there's nothing wrong with it. It could just be a use. Like I said, a lot of times you got to get these stuff out and use them, and there might be some carbon on the edge of the ejector lever that's caused that malfunction, or it just could have been a difference in tolerances in that one case. Could have been a machining issue. It's a Beretta. I don't have any problems with it. I don't think it's going to be a malfunction issue. But real tight, nice recoil spring on this gun. Everything feels really smooth. Let's get some shots of the recoil. Yeah, it's difficult to know when the gun's going to fire. It's a real long, hard, consistent pull, and that's what you want for a carry pistol with no safety. The reason being, so you don't jam it down in your purse or your pocket. We should have it in a holster anyway, but it just makes it to where that trigger pull is going to be more difficult. And because it has the trigger safety, okay, clear. Alright, because it has a trigger safety right here, anything that brushes the side of the weapon, you can't pull the trigger back. That's what they're for those of you that don't know. So let's look at the trigger pull again. Trigger safety goes in, trigger comes back. It feels like it might, I'd have to look at the specs, I might put it in the description, but that's a real long, what is it, 8 pounds? It's maybe more. Maybe I'll look that up. Alright, let's go to 40 yards, and I saved a couple magazines for that distance. Okay, Beretta Nano 9mm. I don't know the year model of this weapon, but based on the pictures I've seen on the internet, it's the latest one, whatever they call them. Yeah, I know, you know, there's nothing that says. Whatever. Beretta Nano 9mm. Let's shoot it at 40 yards. Taking my time here. Try to hit something. Okay, there's a hit. I held the gun too loose trying to stay on target with this long pull. Hit. Missed that one. Alright. Well, 5 out of 6, that's not too bad. I think that was 6 rounds. Let's put a new magazine in, and for some reason I shot this a lot better than I did at 45 at this distance. Let's keep going. It just shows to show you that these small guns, I mean, we're at 40 yards. There's 14 each target at 40 yards with a tiny handgun. Missed wide right on that one. Pretty wide, actually. It always amazes me to step out here and see what I can do. There's no reason I should really have been able to shoot this gun better than that 45. But it's clear. I mean, the proof's in the pudding, so to speak. Very accurate weapon for personal defense or long range playing. 40 yards. It just always amazes me. Let's take it back to the truck. It's very easy to take this down. Okay, Beretta Nano, 9mm. A lot of fun. I enjoyed it, and like I said, sometimes I just get absolutely amazed at the differences in each individual, or well, in my case, you know, just me shooting different weapons at that distance. The Glock 45, I really struggled to hit it. I think I got a few in there, but I don't know, I had a high percentage with this at 40 yards. It was pretty cool. That speaks more of the weapon. Like I said, I'm not talking about my shooting skills. I'm just simply talking about the differences in weapons and how each user will perceive them. But clear the weapon, okay? It's cleared, and it doesn't really get much easier than this. A 9mm shell casing. If you have a tool, you know, your a pocket knife or whatever, but that's actually concave in there. So it's designed to fit just perfectly to a 9mm shell. So what you do, you just need to take a little bit of tension off of it. And it's kind of hard to hold it, and you don't even need to take tension off of it to actually make it turn. So let's just turn it. There's an arrow that says turn, so let's just turn toward the arrow. Let's snap the weapon, of course. Snap the weapon, turn this toward the arrow until it stops, and this comes right off. Okay, doesn't get a whole lot easier than that. Captive recoil spring, like a lot of other pistols we've seen. 9mm para barrel, and it says right there on the barrel. So putting that back together, just align your slide rods, your guide rods up. There you go. Oh yeah, well, obviously let's do this. Okay, take some pressure off of it and turn it back. Make sure you orient this straight up and down and turn it until it stops, because I didn't turn it as far as it should have been the last time. I don't know why. I stopped halfway, I guess, but it's really simple. Alright, function check your weapon. Very nice. Okay, so thanks for tuning in. I hope you found that informative. At least it surprised me. I didn't expect to put very many into that plate still at 40 yards, especially early on shooting it. But like I always say, get your weapons out, take your pistols, get familiar with them, stay familiar. If it's been a few months that you fired it, go get it out, dust it off, put a bunch of rounds through it. In the long run, you may have to spend some money to be familiar with your weapon, but it could save your life. And in the case of this weapon, I had no idea. I hadn't even dry fired it until I made this video. So So get acquainted with what you have, and just to get a better look at what it looks like in my hand. Okay, just bear in mind my hands aren't huge. I just have medium-sized to medium-small hands, but I can almost index that far down. So I did notice that bringing it off index, I'm way past the index. There's a little place right here for your finger. I'm way past that, so I have to curl in before I can get to the trigger. Not a big deal. Okay, the standard grip, it's pretty comfortable. I did notice that for whatever reason, the way this grip is made, it's kind of rolled out. Right here, it's kind of rolled up. And by the time I was done, it was a little bit uncomfortable in this section of my finger. I'm a little bit sore right here, and then, you know, like I said, you condition towards your weapon, it would probably become a non-factor. But I did find that I became a little bit sore. Now with this, it was the same case. It didn't matter which magazine I used because I still feel that protrusive hump on the bottom edge of the Nano. Right there. It's actually predominant, and it has pained me. So it's not a big deal, but I put a box of shells through it too. I put 50 rounds through it, and it just is what it is. But thanks for watching. I hope you can take something from it. I had a lot of fun making these two videos today. Stay tuned. Springfield Armory M1A. I look forward to that. I just have to find some ammo. I'm just going to put some good NATO ammo through, some full metal jackets. The only thing I have at the house are core locked and expensive rounds, so I'm not going to do that. Let me get some ammo for it, and I also have an interesting Ruger that I've never fired one, and it's strange. So we're going to take a look at these two weapons over the course of probably a week, and I'll get those uploads as quick as I can.